Hey, it's Heather. I'm making up a batch of homemade toothpaste today. Mine takes 4 ingredients. That includes water. If you're interested in seeing how I do that, stick around. If you're new here, I'm Heather. I live here in South Carolina on our property with my family, and we just do what we can when we can for ourselves. And today we're making toothpaste for ourselves. So stick around and let's get this made. First, I'll tell you the recipe, then I'll bring you a little closer. I put a sticker on top of my little jar that I keep mine in. That way, I have it wrote down in a book, but no need to have to pull that out. I just have it here. You can see I've replaced it several times because it wears off over time. But anyway, this is 2 parts bentonite clay, 1 part coconut oil, and 1 part baking soda. And the parts, when I do a recipe like this, I do it in parts. That way, if I want to make a bigger container, I can, smaller container, whatever. So if you're using, like today, I'm using this 1/2 of a tablespoon because it's plastic and I can use that in my bentonite clay. But you could use a tablespoon. It's just 2 parts, so you'd use 2 tablespoons, 1 part, 1 tablespoon, So, or you could use a cup, and that would be your part that you're using. So that's just how I do these type of recipes by parts. So we have 2 parts bentonite clay. 2 parts. So I'm using a 1/2 of a tablespoon. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of that bentonite clay, and I do use a food grade that I get off Amazon. Then 1 part baking soda. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of that. And that's a food grade that I also get off Amazon. And then 1 part coconut oil. I just use an organic coconut oil. I bought this in bulk from Azure Standard, and I just refill this container that I had already. I think I got this from Aldi. So 1 part coconut oil. So a tablespoon coconut oil, a tablespoon baking soda, 2 tablespoons bentonite clay. Then I'm just going to mix these up. You don't want to use anything metal since you're working with the bentonite clay. Let's try to smush up the coconut oil a little bit before I add the water. Okay, then I'm just going to add water to make a paste. And I can't tell you exactly how much water that is. I just add it until it is the consistency that I'm happy with. And that's what I would encourage you to do, just the consistency that you like. And I almost forgot, I do put ground cloves in mine. I don't really measure out the ground cloves. I just put whatever I want to put in there. This does help with the flavor. Cloves are also supposed to be good for your gums, and I do have some gum bleeding, so I like to add that in. And that is it. Just want it mixed up like that. Now I'll just put this in my jar. And I do have a little cosmetic refrigerator in my bathroom that I put this along with some lotion that needs to stay refrigerated. because I used to use this and just leave it out on the counter, but it didn't last as long. I started storing it in my little cosmetic refrigerator, and it never goes bad before I finish using it. Okay, so that's it. It's that simple. 3, 4 ingredients. If you add the cloves, and then of course water would be your 5th ingredient if you add the cloves. But that's it. Easy, simple, all natural toothpaste that you can make at home. Alrighty, so that is how I make my homemade toothpaste. It has 5 ingredients if you include the water. Super simple, easy, something you can do for yourself. I hope this video inspired you to maybe look into making your own toothpaste or something else you could do for yourself that you don't have to depend on someone else to provide for you. Oh, and please consider subscribing to our channel. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps us out. Thanks for watching and see you next time.